Good evening and welcome to the Roselle Park Middle School. This meeting being held at the Roselle Park Middle School Auditorium is an open session of the Board of Education held under the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey. Notice of this meeting was sent to the Star Ledger, Local Source, Home News Tribune, the Borough Clerk, school offices, and the district website. Roll call, please.
President Carlstrom,
Here.
Vice President Harms, Mr. Fernandez,
Here.
Mr. Hemingway,
Here.
Nixon Ponte, absent, Ms. Dr. Kirkland,
Here.
and Ms. Quintello.
Here.
Quorum.
Thank you. Please stand for the flag salute.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, we would like to witness the administration of oath. Congratulations, Ms. Cunha. At this time, we invite you to come forward for the administration of oath.
Your right hand goes up. Testing. Can you hear me? Good. Okay. Repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people. So help me God. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I possess the qualification prescribed by law for the office of member of the Board of Education and am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-1 am not disqualified due to conviction of crime or offense listed in NJSA 18A 12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
At this time, may I have a roll call of the full board?
Vice President Harms.
Here.
Ms. Cunha. Here. Mr. Fernandez. Mr. Hemingway.
Here.
Ms. Kirkland. Dr. Kirkland, I'm sorry. Ms. Quintella. And President Carlstrom.
Here. During this portion of the meeting, we will interview the candidates for the vacant board member seat. Once called, we would like each candidate to approach the mic. We will call each candidate up by order in which their letter of interest was received. First up at bat is Paul Bayamonte. Good evening.
Good evening.
I have a question for you. The first one, do you have time to dedicate to the board, noting that it is more than just these board meetings, it is also committee meetings?
Yes, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Thank you. So what committees are you interested in and why?
So as a small business owner of a residential design and construction company, my day-to-day operations basically entail financing, programming, meetings, contract negotiation, dealing with vendors, and the list goes on and on and on. I feel like I could be an asset to any one of these committees, but the two that really stand out at this time are curriculum and facilities. Curriculum, because I feel that as a team, we can work on ensuring that we're giving our students the best education possible to prepare them for the future. Facilities, because of my architectural and construction background, I feel that overall the Roselle Park school system buildings are a little outdated, and sometime in the near future, there are going to be discussions about either expanding or renovations. And I feel like I could be an asset in that area.
Thank you. Do you have any children in the school district?
Yes, I have two children in the school district. I have a 7th grader in the middle school and a 2nd grader at Robert Gordon Elementary School.
Thank you. And our last question, tell us why you think you would be a good addition to the board.
I think that I truly feel that the investment in the Board of Education starts here with the board. It's the responsibility, or I believe it's the responsibility of the board, right, to work with the administrators, where the administrators work with the staff, and there's kind of a trickle-down effect. But I feel that the investment starts here, and the investment starts in providing our children with the best opportunities possible, with hiring the best staff possible, with providing a vibrant environment and learning environment, safe, clean for our children to attend. And I feel that based on my professional experience, I could be an asset to this board and help make some of these difficult decisions moving forward.
Thank you. Is there anything else you would like to add?
No, I
Thank you.
appreciate your time. Thank you.
Next up, we have Lucy Figuerido.
Hello.
Hi, Lucy.
Hi.
Good evening.
How are you?
I have a few questions for you also.
Okay.
Do you have the time to dedicate to the board?
Absolutely.
Noting that it is more than just these board meetings and it's also committee meetings.
Absolutely. I
Thank-
would make the time.
Thank you. And then number two, what committees are you interested in and why?
To be honest with you, anything that you would need me to do, I am open. No job is bigger or lower. I would do whatever needed to be done.
Thank you. And number three, do you have any children in the school district?
I do. I have two children. I have one in the middle school, 7th grade, and one, she's a sophomore in the high school.
Tell us why you think you would be a good addition to this sitting Board of Education.
I truly believe I would be great for your board. I would advocate for parents parents and children that need a voice and they're not being heard. Being the president of the PTA for the middle school, I hear a lot of parents and I tell them all the time, you have concerns, you should go to the board. And I think I can bring that to the table.
Thank you. Would you like to add anything else?
No? That'd be-
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, Jennifer McCarr.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hi.
So the questions are going to be the same. So number one, do you have time to dedicate to the board since it's not just these board meetings, but other committee meetings?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. And then next, what committees are you interested in and why?
Well, I think that as a woman of diversity, I would be good in the diversity committee. I'd also like to learn more about different committees. So I'm pretty much open to the ones that need the most support.
Thank you. And do you have any children in the school district?
Not that I've birthed my own.
Thank you. And number four, tell us why you think you would be a good addition to this sitting Board of Ed.
So I've been living in Roselle Park for 20 years, and I graduated from Roselle Park High School and moved on to college, and I got great work experience, and I think that the board could use some more diversity like myself, and it would be an honor, honestly.
Would you like to add anything else at this time?
No, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, Chris Belsky, please.
Hello,
Good evening. Did you memorize those questions?
I sure did.
Okay, no, number one, do you have time to dedicate to the board, noting that it is more than just these meetings, also committee meetings are involved?
Yes, I have a flexible 9 to 5 job.
Thank you. And the next question, what committees are you interested in and why?
So first would be the technology, and then second would be facilities. Technology, because my profession, I'm an enterprise account executive for a telecommunications company. I manage accounts for school districts and universities today. So I see the challenges and how they've moved forward in their technology, and I can bring those ideas over to Roselle Park. And then next would be facility. And really reason is there are, I think, bigger long-term picture things that I'm hoping that you guys are discussing today, but things that I would like to maybe bring to the table and give some solutions towards.
Thank you. Do you have any children in the school district?
Yes, I have 4 children, 2 sophomores, 1 freshman, and 1 pre-K. So I've seen elementary, middle, and high school, and about to go through it again with elementary.
Thank you. And number 4, tell us why you think you would be a good addition to this board.
So personally and professionally, I've always succeeded. And it's not because I'm the best, it's not because I'm the smartest. It's because I work the hardest and I get from point A to point B the quickest. So am I the best candidate with education experience? Maybe not. But what I will do is bring some really, really different and good ideas to the board.
Thank you. And my last question, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Just like to add that, no, actually, no, I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Our final candidate this evening is Miranda Wilson. I don't see Miranda Wilson in the audience, so we'll close this session. At this time, we will have the public participation, agenda items only. Each member of the public may speak a maximum of 3 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record when you step up to the podium.
I'm not sure. Is it on? Yep. I'm not sure actually if this is the right spot to ask it, but my name's Jen Jaskula. I live at 145 West Grant. And I have a question in regarding the agenda as a whole. This meeting was called as a special meeting with one particular item on it. It showed up at 4. I'm going to give you 4:30. It really was 5:30 when it came online that the agenda was posted to the website. Our Open Public Meeting Act states that we have 48 hours prior to post any changes to a special meeting agenda and to post the agenda, which I understand we posted it on September 22nd, but the changes were not put out to the public and stated in that letter on September 22nd until this evening between 4 and 5 p.m., which clearly is not the 48 hours. I just want to understand that if this is legal, I would hate for all of this to go away tonight because we didn't do the right thing. I think that's more to the attorney.
I can't speak to when the agenda was posted as I did not post it. What I can tell you is that the Open Public Meetings Act requires that an agenda be posted 48 hours in advance of the meeting to the extent known. And what that means is that within that at least 48-hour window, it could be prior to that, but within at least that 48-hour window, what the board knows will be on the agenda must be posted, and that if there are changes or additions that can occur, provided that it happens sort of after that window, it's to the extent known.
I'm just going to respectfully disagree with how that was, because again, if we knew that these items were being added on before 4 o'clock, they should have been posted to the public at that time. And we'll leave it there because obviously you're comfortable with it the way it is.
Excuse me, I just want to be clear about what I said.
Okay.
I didn't say anything about being comfortable with something or not being comfortable with something. What I said is that the Open Public Meetings Act requires that the agenda be posted 48 hours prior to the meeting to the extent known.
Okay, that's for a regular meeting, not a special meeting. This was originally called
as a special meeting on September 22nd with the expectation that we would be talking about the superintendent's contract.
The board always has the ability
Okay.
to change the agenda of a meeting so long as it meets the posting requirements. Like
So-
I said, I cannot speak to when the agenda was posted as I did not post it. But
Okay.
I can speak to what the Open Public Meetings Act says.
No, and that's all I'm questioning. Okay.
Last call for any agenda item, public participation.
Is this on? Okay. I'm struggling here and everything tonight, folks. I apologize. Joe Signorella, 625 Woodland. I'm struggling. I hope everybody wants to hear. So I want to get up. I'm trying to put my ear close to you guys. You can help out. I don't know if everybody in the audience wants to hear. I can't hear.
I can't hear anything either.
That's muffled.
Okay, hopefully the sound is fixed. At this time, I would like to open the floor for any comments and or nominations for the board member vacancy.
I just want to say, I want to thank all the candidates that came tonight. I appreciate you showing, excuse me, it's the mask, showing interest in coming onto the board. So I thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Harms. Do I have any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Paul Baiamonte for Board of Ed.
May I have a second?
Second.
Let's see. Is there any other comments or nominations?
I'd like to nominate Lucy Figueroa for school board.
Could you repeat that, Ms. Contella?
Yes, I'd like to nominate Lucy Figueroa.
Lucy Figuerido? Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Just as a FYI, as the president, I'm wondering if my members could just lower their masks when they speak their turn so we can understand. We have the platforms here and then we can return the mask after we're finished speaking. Okay, so we have 2 nominations in 2 seconds. At this time, I would like to take a vote to. Do I have any other nominations on the floor here? Okay, seeing none. At this time, I would like to take a vote to appoint a board member to fill the vacancy until December 31st, 2021. Please indicate the name of the nominated candidate for which you are voting.
Vice President Harms.
Paul Baiamonte.
Ms. Cunha.
Could you repeat that, Ms. Callis?
I need Ms. Cunha's vote. for
Lucy Figueroa.
Mr. Fernandez.
Paul Bymonte.
Mr. Hemingway.
Paul Bymonte.
Dr. Kirkland.
Paul Belmonte.
Ms. Quintella.
Lucy Figueroa.
And President Crosstrom.
Paul Bayamonte.
We have 5 votes for Paul Byamonte and 2 votes for Lucy Figueredo. Congratulations, Mr. Byamonte.
At this time, we'd like to congratulate Paul Bayamonte, and he's going to come forward to do the administration of oath.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Repeat. Is it on, Chris? Okay. Repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people. So help me God. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of a Board of Education, am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-1, am not disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJ SA 18A 12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Madam Whoa. That's a little too loud.
One moment, please. We need to explain something to the audience, and our business administrator has a statement.
As far as the swearing in of both board members tonight, I reached out to the county for clarification regarding what will allow a board member to sit on the board. At that point, the county executive explained that as long as a board member candidate put provided proof of a scheduled background check, they can then sit on the board. All candidates for tonight were given that explanation. Mr. Biamonte, despite being appointed, also provided proof that he has a scheduled appointment, as does Ms. Cunha. So they both were able to get their oath administered tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Callis.
Madam President, I'd like to just welcome the two new board members up here. I'm looking forward to working with both of you. So again, congratulations for being appointed to the board.
Thank you, and welcome to the two new members. May I now have a roll call of the full board?
Vice President Harms,
Yes.
Mr. Biamonte,
Present.
Ms. Cunha,
Here.
Mr. Fernandez,
Here.
Mr. Hemingway,
Here.
Dr. Kirkland,
Here.
Ms. Quintella,
Here.
and President Crosstrom.
Here. At this time, I'm wondering if anyone has any committee reports? Seeing none, but I know Halloween is approaching this weekend and there's some fun-filled activities for our youth, beginning Saturday in the library and heading down to the youth center. And I believe the Roselle Park Baseball League is also having a field of screams. So there's some exciting things happening that our students and children can enjoy. Seeing no other committee reports, I turn the microphone over to Mr. Garrido.
Mrs. Coster, I do not have any report tonight. I will have a full report for the board and the audience on November 16th.
Now we're going to turn to the agenda items. Personnel, agenda item 2, the change of assignment transfer. May I have a motion to approve the personnel section?
I'll make that motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Vice President Harms,
Yes.
Mr. Biamonte,
Yes.
Ms. Cunha,
Yes.
Mr. Fernandez,
Yes.
Mr. Hemingway,
Yes.
Dr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Ms. Quintella,
Yes.
and President Crosstrom.
Yes. On to business, agenda items 3 and 4. Number 3, approval of minutes. Number 4, use of building and grounds. May a motion to approve and then a second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
President Crosstrom, who passed the motion or approved the motion?
Approved the motion was Mr. Harms. You have the second?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
that one. Vice President Harms,
Yes.
Mr. Biamonte,
Yes.
Ms. Cunha,
Yes.
Mr. Fernandez,
Yes.
Mr. Hemingway,
Yes.
Dr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Ms. Quintella,
Yes.
and President Crosstrom.
Yes. Moving on. And we have the addendum and extension to contract of employment superintendent of schools. May I have a motion to approve?
You have to give public participation.
I have to have a public hearing? Okay, time for a public hearing. Each member of the public may speak a maximum of 3 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record. And please, when you step up to the podium, you have my permission to lower your mask.
Janine Goodis, 152 Berwyn Street. I was unaware that this contract was even expiring. I'm sorry, I feel like we've lost a year somehow. But I want to say thank you. As a PTA president, as a recreation committee member, as a parent with 2 kids through your term who struggled in school, you always were honest with me. You always were accepting of any questions. And I know this year has been awful. And I appreciate the work you've done, and I would hope that the board would see that and extend your contract. Thank you.
Jen Jaskula, 145 West Grant Avenue. Mr. Garrido, I am pleased and hopeful that we all go with extending your contract. We might not always get along with our thoughts and things, but in the end, you listen and you work really well with our district, our PTAs, and our parents. I look forward to at least another year. Thanks.
Seeing there are no more members of the public who wish to speak, we'd like to take a look at the addendum and extension to contract of employment for the superintendent of schools. May I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
May I have a second? May I have a roll call at this time?
Vice President Harms,
Yes.
Mr. Biomonte,
Yes.
Ms. Cunha,
Yes.
Mr. Fernandez,
Yes.
Mr. Hemingway,
Yes.
Dr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Ms. Quintella,
Yes.
and President Grostrom.
Time.
Congratulations, Mr. Garrido.
If I can take a minute. Thank you. I would like to thank the board members who unanimously voted in confidence for one more year of my contract. One thing that I've said from day one when I came here is that I will work hard for the children of Roselle Park, and I will continue to do so until the last day I'm here. So thank you so much to the board members. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Garrido. Do we have any continuing business at this time? Any new business?
President Colstrom, I just wanted to say thank you to the Roselle Park Diversity Inclusion Committee for the Anti-Bullying and Youth Summit that they held earlier this month. I attended and it was a great lineup of speakers and talent, and it made the day really feel positive and joyful. And it was nice to see our Roselle Park youth enjoying the activities and being volunteers to help set up the event. And I look forward to the next event. So thank you.
Thank you for that report, Dr. Kirkland. Now we have a public participation. At this time, each member of the public may speak a maximum of 3 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record when you get to the podium, and please drop your or lower your mask so we can hear you.
Hi, I'm Jennifer McCool at 145 West Colfax Avenue. I am Vice President of the Roselle Park Middle School PTA. I understand from the last meeting that we were here, there was a discussion about the food service and dealing with the cafeteria. At that time, I believe that it was mentioned that the findings weren't there, that students and parents were unhappy with the service. So the PTA, PTO, and PTSAs have decided to get together, and we will be sending out individual surveys to our members to find out exactly from the students and the parents themselves what the issues are with the school lunches that are being served, and we will then present these findings. Just wanted to let you know that, because we feel that there is still some serious issues, and we are getting feedback from our individual students and parents that there continue to be challenges with the school lunches. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing that there are no other members of the public who wish to speak at this time, I'd like to have a motion for an adjournment.
So,
May I have a second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next scheduled board meeting will be held, an open session held on Tuesday, November 16th, 2021 at 7 p.m. The board meeting will be held here at the Roselle Park Middle School Auditorium. Take care. See you then.